The past couple days on stream, I've just been kind of playing around with a couple ideas, kind of sitting in the weird doldrums of the middle of the league, and I wanted to just experiment a little bit and have some fun. So what you see on the screen right now is a double, sometimes triple, and I've even gone to quadruple cast on crit. We got to be careful in the first couple minutes of a YouTube video. We don't want to get demonetized. Cast on crit setup where we are doing all sorts of shenanigans by triggering as many things as possible. And what I wanted to show you guys today is just a toy, or more of a experimental prototype for something that you can do, and not a build. This is just a toy. This is not a build. This is kind of just leaning into maximum wackiness way more than something that I would ever recommend you actually playing. And what I think is really cool here is this is kind of a base configuration that you can modify for all sorts of different things. So what you see on the screen right now is cast on crit Vortex. That is then being cast on Frostbolt. And if you didn't see it last league, I made a cast on crit Vortex, cast on Frostbolt Assassin, really leaning into the charms and that which was taken and all the really, really strong things that we had last league. And I was trying to brainstorm. A lot of people have been coming in chat being like, hey, can you still play this build this league? I try to put it together and it doesn't feel as good. And yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it was just a Wildwood only type of build. It really was built around charms and all that. 2 days ago on stream, I did a regular thing, cost breeze and triggering all that type of stuff. And it was fine. I could have gone the exact same direction, basically just taking the Forbidden Flame and Flesh for Clockwork, which we get from Saboteur, gives us our cooldown recovery rate, which allows us to play the build pretty much exactly as it was. I wanted to do something a little funky. All right, so what you saw in the intro, that was me doing the cold stuff. And I just want to show you a little bit of what you can kind of do with this base archetype. I also want to make it very clear that this is not a real build whatsoever. This is just a fake little prototype toy that I've been experimenting with. There was someone in chat the other day that was like, hey, I'm buying all the same items that you're buying. I can't wait to see what this turns into. And I'm like, no, don't buy anything. Do not play this. This is just, I want to put some ideas in your head. And that's all I'm trying to do right here. This is not a build. This is just a toy. It's just kind of like a proof of concept of something that you can do. What we're doing here is we have our main attack, which we have Blast Rain, which is doing Awaken Cast on Crit, Desecrate, and Detonate Dead of Chain Reaction. Regular little, kind of Detonate Dead, Cast on Crit setup. Very traditional this league. What I was doing is I was thinking I wanted to recreate my old school Spellslinger VD DD setup. In addition to that, we are also using a Manaforged arrow setup. We have a Fractured Cast on Critical Strike on a Shaper bow right here. We have Manaforged, and this kind of gives us a pseudo 7 link. We can't use Awaken Cast on Crit, but that's okay. And then this is also linked to Rain of Arrows of Saturation and Volatile Dead right here. I am using Blast Rain for my primary link right now. It hits way better for the single target. That's like the traditional single target bow attack. But Rain of Arrows of Saturation is really nice. As you can see, it hits the entire screen. Not good at all for single target, for hitting like 10 times a second. But for just getting additional Volatile Deads, it's really, really nice. What we're doing here is the Blast Rain has to cost some mana. It's costing 2 mana right now. So we can't use Life Tap here, but we have Life Tap in the bow. And then in addition, I have an Asnas Mark that is triggering Unearth. You can see kind of like the black projectiles being shot out right there. That is also linked to Life Tap, just because the mana sustain's a little bit tough. I might be okay putting Empower in right here. Yeah, the big thing here is we do not have the mana suffix anymore, and we still need 1 mana cost at least on the Blast Rain. So it's really tough trying to balance the mana and the life and all that. I'm just doing some really weird stuff right now. I'm using life gain on hit here and mana gain on hit, as well as my Watcher's Eye with some life gain on hit as well. Anyway, let's show what it looks like. So we hit them with the Blast Rain, but we also have the Rain of Arrows that's kind of hitting here. So we just get some Detonate Dead for the single target. The Detonate Dead's really popping off. And then the Volatile Dead, what that's doing is it kind of just cleans up the clear, and it's hitting the stuff on the edges. And that's pretty much what the old Spellslinger build used to do. And it was such a fun build that hasn't been really alive since around Harvest, maybe Heist League below this. But that's what it is. I also had a Maloney's here that was doing another bow skill. So you need to use a different bow skill, but I was putting Toxic Rain in here. Toxic Rain with Cast on Crit, and then I think I had something else. I was trying to do Desecrate in here. So I just want to show you guys like some of the weird stuff I was thinking of. So I was having Desecrate in here which that allows me, it's going to trigger, you'll see it's triggering the Toxic Rain of Spore Burst right there. So we can have Desecrate right there, because the cooldown for same name spells, like if you have 2 different Desecrates, they're going to have the same cooldown. So you're not going to be triggering both of them. So it's kind of, you can't do that. You can't just have like a billion different Desecrates. So we want one Desecrate right here, and then this would allow me to put something else in, like a Hypothermia or whatever. And so we could get a little bit more damage, theoretically, if we had high enough corpse generation from our other triggers. So we have Unearth in the helmet and Desecrate here, and then both of these are full 6 links, or even a pseudo 7 link right here. But the value that we lose from a good rare quiver, attack speed, proj speed, life, crit multi, all that, Maloney's is kind of mediocre in that way. So it's not really the best in slot whatsoever, but that's what it looks like. And theoretically, it's hard to really tell what the damage is because there's a little bit of ramp with all the bows hitting. But that's really all I want to show you guys. You can do it with cold. You can do it with fire like this, with like corpse fire. You could do other things with like a lot of projectiles, anything where there's a little bit of a combination of stuff where you want to trigger multiple things if there's a wombo there. Or you could even have ones for single target, ones for clear, and you don't even have to worry about swapping any gems or anything. What I want to kind of explore next, which I'm probably going to do on stream today, is looking into maybe a lightning conduit situation where you can probably have one thing, you know, maybe even in a 4 link, right? You could have like a 4 link cast on crit, and you'll see I have way more gems here. I experimented with like a ton of them. So yeah, maybe there's an angle there where you can just have it in a 4 link and get a really, really big, consistent max shock. And then you can have like 2 different lightning conduit and maybe galvanic field going off. I don't know, you know, really fun things. Again, the real play, definitely not on an assassin. He's just way too squishy and the quality of life isn't there. But yeah, that's it. That's the weird stuff that we do when the league is like it is. We're just getting weird with it and having some fun. Got plenty more ideas coming. So we're going to be doing that on stream. Probably still playing some more Hades too, because I can't stop myself from playing. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See y'all tomorrow. Goodbye.